You know, for fans of progress and social justice, the end of last week was a major party. You brought down Confederate flags, upheld health care subsidies, and same-sex marriage became legal in all 50 states. But even the best party has a pooper. And in the case of the ACA and marriage equality, the pooper was Justice Scalia, who wrote scathing dissents in both cases, like this gem. One would think freedom of intimacy is abridged rather than expanded by marriage. Ask the nearest hippie. Expression, sure enough, is a freedom, but anyone in a long-lasting marriage will attest that the happy state constricts rather than expands what one can prudently say. Marriage restricts intimacy and expression. He just dissed his own marriage in an official Supreme Court opinion. Justice Scalia, I'm pretty sure I joined Mrs. Scalia in wanting to yell at you. Unfortunately, you could not be with us today. But I do have a substitute. Welcome to the show, Shame Puppy Scalia. Let's start with your dissent on Obamacare. The 6-3 ruling, written by Justice Roberts, defended Obamacare for the second time, so you took aim at him and the rest of your Supreme Court justices, saying we should start calling this law SCOTUS care. What did we say about growling at the other justices? You have to play nice. You don't get to play in the Justice Park. What else did you say to them? The court's next bit of interpretive jiggery-pokery involves other parts of the act that purportedly presuppose the availability of tax credits. Jiggery-pokery? That sounds less like a legal opinion and more like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. Why do you have to use such ridiculous phrases? In your dissent against the Defense of Marriage Act, you called it legalistic argle-bargle. Jiggery-pokery and argle-bargle make you sound like someone who has a grumpy old man word-of-the-day calendar. Wait a second. What is this? Huh? What is this? Did you try to tear up all 974 pages of the Affordable Care Act? No, Shame Puppy Scalia. That act is the law of the land, passed under Congress and now upheld by the court. You can't just rip it up because you're staunchly conservative and a puppy, an adorable puppy, bad. Let's move on to your dissent on gay marriage. The Chief Justice wrote a respectful dissent in that case, and you still wrote an angry dissent of your own. You said, I write separately to call attention to this court's threat to American democracy. What really astounds is the hubris reflected in today's judicial putsch. Scalia, puppy, you make it sound like we are under attack. You're barking like a vicious guard dog, but marriage equality isn't a burglar. It's the mailman. It wasn't even enough to dissent with the case. You had to insult the writing style of the majority opinion, saying the writing sounds as pretentious as its content is egotistic. Then adding in a footnote that if you were even part of an opinion written like that, I would hide my head in a bag. You know who gets their heads stuck in bags? Bad puppies. Your ruling was so over the top and insulting that Slate even created a Scalia sick burn generator to let people find out how you would insult them. And for me, it said, one would think that Alicia Menendez's opinions are freedom-destroying applesauce, whatever that means. A Philadelphia diner even offered an egg breakfast sandwich called Antonin Scalia is a douche, and it was sold out before 10 a.m. on Sunday. And guess what, Shame Puppy? Not one single person complained. People were just loving it, saying, I'll have the Scalia is a douche, please. That's how upset you have made everyone. So I hate to do this, but Scalia, Shame Puppy, you keep slipping away from me, but you have to go in your crate. Come on, in the crate. In the crate, Scalia, Shame Puppy. I feel better. Wait a second. But what do we have here? Shame Puppy Clarence Thomas. How did you get in here? I'm glad, because I heard what you said about the same-sex marriage ruling, too. Human dignity cannot be taken away by the government. Slaves did not lose their dignity any more than they lost their humanity because the government allowed them to be enslaved. Those denied governmental benefits certainly do not lose their dignity because the government denies them those benefits. That doesn't even make sense. Are you trying to take away the guilt over slavery by comparing it to marriage? Shame Puppy Thomas, I can't even look at you right now.